What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am not in the truck, nor am I in my little library. So it's almost Thanksgiving, and I stopped in to visit my brother and his wife and kids for Thanksgiving. So everybody's gonna come here to have dinner. But I want to go through, I have a huge stack. Let's see, all these that are a new book haul. So we'll go through those. We'll start with Sour Candy. So this is a horror story. It's a short story, you can see, super short, about this guy who just sees this kid at Walmart one day throwing a tantrum, and I don't want to give too much away because it is a short book, but the kid ended up changing his whole life. So there's that one. And I love that cover. Can you see that? Gorgeous. And the author is Kellen Patrick Burke. So there's that. And this one, I have read that too. Like, I read it in no time. I read it as soon as it came. Second one we have is Maya Angelou, the complete poetry book. There's that one. I find her poems all the time in like little memes and pictures on Instagram. And so I really wanted to get into her poetry. So that's why I didn't really want to buy all of them, but I found that she had the complete collection, so I got this one, and this will be a resource one, and we should be able to find really good quotes in there. Then we have two that we ordered from Amazon that are for Druidry. So we have The Druids by Ronald Hutton. I don't know very much about this other than I was just trying to add to my Druidry collection. So we'll have to read this eventually. It's not too bad for thickness, but it'll take a little bit to read this one. And then the second one is the same name, The Druids, but this one is by Peter Beresford Ellis. So I think this one was the one that I had heard about first, but I went online to buy it, and all they had was the Ronald Hutton one. All they had was this one. And so I bought that one. Well, then this one came in stock, and so as soon as it came in stock, I got this one. So this, from what I've heard, this is like the go-to resource book to learning about Druidry and the Druids from the ancient Celtic times. So there's that one. And then we have my favorite. It's a little kid's book, so it's a little short thing, but it is A Day in the Life of Marlon Bundo, and the author is Marlon Bundo with Jill Twiss. So there's that. And it's this really cute book. So it's on, there it is, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. So there's the cover. But it's about this little bunny rabbit who is going through life. And he meets all these friends that are like political names. So this guy is, oh gosh, it doesn't have his name on there. He's just going through, having different adventures. And he's got a really good friend that he likes. And they're both boys. And then, well, anyway, they pass a law. Oh, here we go. So they have the stink bug. Does that remind you of anybody? So there's the stink bug. So they pass the law that this is where they can't get married yet. But then they do pass the law at the end, and they all write into their politicians in office. And at the very end, it gets legalized, and the two boys can get married. So that was really sweet. And like the names are really funny in here too. I can't pick them out for the life of me, but it's a cute little book, and the illustrations are they're adorable. So I just had to get it. And then they got them walking down the aisle. And carried them through the threshold. And they're here it is, Wolf Blitzer. That's hilarious. So yeah, I had to get it. I had to. It's adorable. I love it. I have read that now. Okay, now we have a stack of Barnes & Noble haul. So I went to Barnes & Noble's yesterday. So I spent more than I wanted to, but that's okay. It's how it happens every time. So these two that I have here, they were buy one, get one 50% off, I believe. So I picked up this one first. And this is The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Banks by Shauna Robinson. And one, I love the cover. And then anything that has bookshop in it will automatically grab my attention. So this one says, when Maggie Banks arrives in Belle River to run her best friend's struggling bookstore, she expects to sell bestsellers to her small town clientele. But running a bookstore in a town with a famously bookish history isn't easy. Belle River's literary society insists on keeping the bookstore stuck in the past, and Maggie is banned from selling anything written this century. So when a series of mishaps suddenly tip the bookstore toward ruin, Maggie will have to get creative to keep the shop afloat. So, of course, that just sounds so cool. So, yes, I can't wait to read this one. And that was the first one I picked up. And then once they told me it was buy one, get one 50% off, they had this one that one of the workers recommended. And this is The Stolen Book of Evelyn Aubrey. So, again, it has book in the title and books on the cover. So, of course, get it added to my book collection of books of book collection. So this one says, England, 1898. When Evelyn first marries the famous novelist William Aubrey, she is dazzled by his brilliance. But their newlywed bliss is brief when William is gripped by writer's block and he blames Evelyn for his failures. When he commits the ultimate betrayal, Evelyn decides to write her way out of their unhappy marriage. California, 2006. Abigail always wondered about her absent father, his identity lost with her mother's untimely death. Or so Abigail thought, until she finds his photo and a message that her great-great-grandmother was the author Evelyn Aubrey. In search for answers, Abigail travels to England, where she learns of Evelyn's shocking disappearance and how London society believes she was murdered. But Abigail believes her brilliant great-great-grandmother had another plot up her sleeve. So yeah, even that one sounds really interesting. So I'm excited for these two to get them read. Hopefully quickly. Then we have Benedictus, A Book of Blessings by John O'Donohue. Actually, I think this is supposed to be in my pile of Amazon hauls, but that's okay. So this one I was going through. So as you guys know, I made a Druid's Journey journal, which is hard to say really quickly. Druid's Journey journey. Yeah. Anyway, so there was a quote in there that I had used from this book that we use as Druids during like our weekly prayer kind of thing. And so I wanted the actual book that it came from. So that's why we got this one. And it's supposed to be just like really, really nice poetry and everything. So this will be nice to get into too, especially because I've really, really been trying to get into a lot more poetry, and I've done really well within the past like 5 years or so compared to like everything else that I did before that. We've really taken off in poetry these past couple of years. Then we have The Art of Calligraphy. So this is one of their special $10 books because I'd really like to get one. My handwriting sucks. There's no way around it. Like it's terrible. I used to have really good handwriting, and then I was in school in like the early 2000s, and it was cool in the early 2000s to have chicken scratch handwriting because that's when like emo punk rock bands were, and you were just cool if you had that kind of handwriting. So I changed my handwriting, and then I've been stuck in the crappy handwriting phase for the longest time. So I'm trying to work my way out of it. So we got the Art of Calligraphy, and there's just a whole bunch of different ways to write and practice pages, just different styling of letters and everything else. So this will be a nice workaround for me in the truck when I get bored or waiting for a load or something. And then the final book that we got, it was one of the first ones I saw in the store, and it had this little blurb on it. One of these where one of the staff members had picked it out as their favorite, wrote a blurb on it, and then kind of featured it. So the blurb is the book. Well, first the book. Okay, the book is Into the Mist by PC Cast. There we go. And I'd heard of the books by this author, but she wasn't really on my radar. I believe it's a she. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is a she. Okay. Yeah. And then the cover was really pretty, but the blurb is what got me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So this is what it is. See if you can pause it and read it. But it says, Into the Mist, PC Cast. The apocalypse has arrived. Men are in lethal danger and women become superhuman. So just that's all I had. That and the cover. And I was like, yes, I want this book. So then when we look into it, so it says, the world as we know it ends when an attack on the U.S. unleashes bombs that deliver fire and biological destruction. Along with sonic detonations and devastating earthquakes, the bombs have also brought the green mist. If breathed in, it is deadly to all men, but alters the body chemistry of many women, imbuing them with superhuman abilities. A group of high school teachers heading home from a conference experience firsthand the strength of these new powers. Mercury Rhodes is the warrior possessing heightened physical powers. Stella Carver is the seer with a sixth sense about the future. Imani Andrews is the watcher with a rare connection to the earth. Karen Gay is the priestess, demonstrating a special connection with spirits. And Emma Jenkins is the healer, a 16-year-old student who joins the group after losing her parents. As they cross the Pacific Northwest trying to find a safe place to ride out the apocalypse, the women soon learn they can't trust anyone, and with fresh danger around every corner, it will take all their powers to save themselves and possibly the world. So yeah, and then it has a map of the Pacific Northwest, right around Portland-ish area. So that was kind of cool too, but yeah, just the blurb, the little blurb is what pulled me in, because I love books about superheroes. And one that it's women have superpowers and men don't is kind of awesome, not gonna lie. So these are all the books that I've gotten within the last couple of months or so. Yep. So if you guys liked any of those, definitely let me know. If you've read any of those, let me know for sure. But yeah, with that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you later. And don't forget to check out links down below for our shop launch. It should be launching at the beginning of January, but there'll be probably a soft launch sometime around Black Friday, so keep your eyes out for that. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.